Cheers, legends. Sammy from Short and Stout Beer Reviews. Today we've got a Aussie collaboration. It's between One Drop out of Botany in Sydney and Working Title out of Newstead in Brisbane. Two of my favourite Aussie breweries, so it's pretty cool. And it's called Raw Deal. And what it is a new brewing technique called a raw IPA. Something to do with like the temperature. I don't think it ever gets like to boiling temperature. It's I think they describe it as like a warm bath. It's like the hottest it sort of gets to throughout the process. So yeah, it's double dry hopped raw IPA at 7.5%. Pretty cool can artwork, just like a goldy, silvery sort of translucent sort of can with the skeleton on there. And the hops in this one are Coe and Nelson, Peacharine, Motueka, and Citra. Cheers, Tater and Daniel. Good to see you, boys. Always appreciate you joining. So, yeah, let's go in the glass. And I've just knocked off night shift and thought I'll do a beer review before I jump on Beer Man's All Spun Out show. So, if anyone wants anything to watch, check out Beer Man's All Spun Out. Starts in about 40 minutes, I think. So, yeah, Working Title glassware. And I've just got a shipment of stuff coming from them in the next few days. So I'm looking forward to that. They've done quite a few new beers and they brought out T-shirts and they got a few different hops on them. And I got a Talus one because that's like one of my favourite hops. I thought I didn't even expect there to be a Talus T-shirt. So pretty cool. Anyway, into the glass. Cheers, Craig, brother. Good to see you. So yeah, it pours like I'd say dull orange. Doesn't look that great in my camera, but it's like a real light orange. It's probably like a medium body, one finger head, and I'd say light carbonation. Let's go in for a whiff. And I've got my Cronulla Sharks hat on, which is NRL team from Sydney. I thought it's pretty funny, like State of Origin was last night, New South Wales won, which is my team. And yeah, you've got a New South Wales and a Queensland brewery here, so it's pretty funny. So yeah, I'm getting a lot of tropical fruit in this one. Mango, passion fruit, and like probably like a guava or a lychee or something like that. Is there lemon and lime as well? It's got like a very light base. I'd say sort of like, yeah, light biscuity, bready. Yeah, it's pretty much just tropical and citrus fruit. Yeah, it smells quite sweet. Might even be a touch of like that New Zealand white grape. And yeah, you like your white or green sort of berries. But yeah, it smells pretty good. I'm going in. So cheers. So yeah, it's quite sweet. It's got like a slightly tart edge to it. It's definitely got that like zesty zesty lime. And pardon the background noise. My dogs are itching. It's very like soft, pillowy mouthfeel. And yeah, as I said, on appearance, matches like I'd say medium. Yeah, the lemon and lime's pretty prominent. It's got that slight white wine characteristic. But yeah, passion fruit. I feel like with a lot of Kiwi hops, quite often I'll get like passion fruit and lemon and lime, and then like this grassy, slightly sort of dank quality. Just in a lot of them, anyway. It's got that slightly prickly carbonation. But yeah, it's pretty nice. Definitely a style. Like, I don't know if it's going to be a thing. There's a lot of like new techniques, especially coming out of New Zealand lately, like your Phantasm and your oh, what's the other one? There's another one that's similar anyway. And then yeah, now I'm starting to hear this raw IPA. Yeah, One Drop. I've really enjoyed their stuff lately. Like, yeah, they've even got me back into like fruit sours just because their stuff's so good. Sort of reminds me of Imprint and Mortalis from the States and Vault City from Scotland. Yeah, so shit every time there's some big sporting event, I'm always working night shift. It's fucking annoying. I reckon I've missed every state of origin game this year because I was either working night shift or afternoon shift. So like I was still at work when it was going, or I was on my way to work when it was finishing, sort of thing. Drives me nuts. And yeah, quite often it happens with my footy team as well. Like I'm a member of my AFL footy team. Could go to any home game I want, but I'm always stuck at work. It's like, yeah, there's sort of sometimes I regret paying the money I do for a membership because I don't get my use out of it. But yeah, as far as NRL goes, I'm actually a Melbourne Storm fan, but the Sharkies were my team growing up because there was never a Melbourne team when the competition first started. And I've got a lot of like relatives, sorry, that live in New South Wales and Queensland. So me and my dad and my little brother all picked a team to go with. And obviously, I barracked for Cronulla right up until my teenage years. And then, yeah, Melbourne all of a sudden come into the competition, started their own team, and were a force. So I was like, well, I'm from Victoria. I need to start barracking for Melbourne, especially because I barracked for Melbourne in AFL. But yeah, obviously I still have a soft spot for the Sharks as well. It's almost like I sort of barrack for two teams. You got to be loyal to where you live, I feel. But yeah, in state of origin, most Victorians go for Queensland, but I've always went for New South Wales. Anyway, back to the beer. So yeah, that sweetness, slightly sort of tart edge. Obviously, shit all bitterness. I reckon the IBUs on this would be about 10. Um, yeah, there's a slight dank edge to it. I feel like quite often with like Nelson and that, you get this like musty sort of quality. But yeah, different style and it's quite nice. And Craig, if you're still there, brother, Mountain Culture's latest beer is a Cloudwater collab, which I thought was pretty cool. When Paul was out here that time, he actually hung out with DJ and the team up in the Blue Mountains, and yeah, they brewed a beer together. So I got a feeling from what I heard, it's going to be like a ongoing beer too, one that you can get all the time. Actually, I'll show you. I've got the can right here. So yeah, pretty cool little can. And yeah, it's known as a cloudy IPA. So it's sort of a sessionable IPA, just over a pale ale. It's 6%. It'd be like something Jagman would love. And yeah, it's just I've got a feeling it's going to be like a core range, lighter, sort of hazy IPA. So yeah, I got a whole case of these, so pretty cool. I love the fact that Mountain Culture is doing all these collabs with these big names. Just goes to show how like massively respected they are. And it's like US as well as UK and even Japan. Like, yeah, it's cool. So yeah, hopefully you guys in the UK or the US guys can try their stuff, because then you'll know like what I've been banging on about all these years. Better pour a bit more in my glass. So yeah, I feel pretty tired today, like just coming home after night shift and haven't been sleeping very well. But yeah, with whole jumping on beer mans and reviewing a few beers, and then I feel like I'll stay up for a couple of hours and have a few. So I was nearly going to go live as soon as I got home from work, but I thought, better just chill a little. Yeah, it's only just come out uh, this week, dude. Like, actually, speaking of Manchester people, the fella that's just joined us might be able to get it. So yeah, it only just come out this week, and obviously being brewed in the Blue Mountains in Australia, I reckon you guys will get it in the UK, but you might have to wait a few weeks unless they've done the version where they brew it at Cloudwater. But yeah, I have noticed lately when Australians and UKs do the collabs, we tend to be getting each other's beers, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, just the just that whole relationship with like, see, Cloudwater have brewed now with Range, Banks, and Mountain Culture, and they're the three breweries I always bang on about that I rate real high. So yeah, just goes to show when it comes to like our own sort of breweries and stuff and what we talk about it. Yeah, when they all start working together, you know that we sort of know our stuff, and yeah, it's just cool to see them teaming up. So yeah, that'll be the beer I'll have next after this one. But yeah, I won't, because I've got so many of them, and I've got other mountain cultures in the fridge that come out before that. I won't review that one for probably another week or two. I just because I've got so many of them, it's just a good session beer. So the name of that one, Rob, is, I think it's just called Cloudy IPA, mate. And yeah, it's only 6%, so just over. It's sort of like a very light, hazy IPA. They just wanted to create something like hazy and fruity that's like a sort of like a core range, hazy IPA, sessionable. But yeah, that I love that can artwork. It's sick as. And that's the thing now with mountain culture. They always have like that bird on there. Craig's a bird lover. But yeah, they I've noticed Cloudwater's branding's changed. Even with a lot of their cans now look a lot different. Sort of like more simplified. I don't know if I like it. Yeah. I reckon you'll get it, but I reckon if you do, you'll probably get the Aussie version and you won't get it for like a couple of weeks. But if it's like those other collabs that happened, they were brewed in both nations. So yeah. When because you live close to Cloudwater, Rob, do you actually visit the brewery to get like to have drinks there on tap as well as takeaways, or like say if you're looking for their stuff just for takeaways, do you have like a bottle shop that you visit instead, or buy online? Or because I know you live in that area, I just wasn't sure sort of how far you are from the brewery. And then Craig's like obviously got some areas in the Kent region where he gets stuff from, but he's always in London as well. Online sales just make it so much easier now. Like we've got a specific, it's called Ramjet Day. There's a brewery in Melbourne called Boat Rocker, and their imperial stout that's barrel aged. It's got that much hype around it, sort of like Verdant's Putty in a way. That it's got its own day every year, and everyone gets around it and has the new variant, but also drinks some of the previous variants. And then they'll have different, what do you call it? Like different variants of the year's release. So you'll have just your standard Ramjet, but then you'll have, for example, there's one called Nordjet, and that was based on like a Nordic sort of recipe where they used licorice. And then you've got rye jet, which is like a rye whiskey barrel instead of your bourbon. And like, yeah, it's so rad the way they do it. And anyway, I can never make it to the actual event just because of the location and when it's on. But I always buy the stuff like stock up online. And today was when it got released. And I think I spent $250 just on random like barrel aged imperial stouts, and then I just went nuts and bought like pretty much their whole range at the moment, and they had a heap of old school English beers. So Matt, the brewer, like he's Aussie, but he spent a lot of time in the UK and Europe, like perfecting his craft, and he got right into old school English styles. So he's brewed an English IPA, an old brown ale, a northern red, a a Yorkshire. I think it was like a Yorkshire Pale or something. He's just done a heap of different old English beers. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll take them, and I'll do. What I might do is I might do a stream of just the 4 or 5 English style beers and like talk about them and compare them and that. I thought that'd be pretty cool. 7 miles from. Oh yeah, sweet. So I've got where I live, I'm not even like that close to a shit brewery, and here you are close to bloody Cloudwater. What is it? Cloudwater. Fucking. I'm having a blank. Sure shot. And Track. What am I thinking? Yes. Cheers, Bumpy. Good to see you, brother. I will share a beer with you shortly, dude. 20 minutes away. No cheating, Bumpy. No looking at that Google. Cheers, Jack man. Look at this one, brother. If it comes to the UK, you'll have to get it. My beloved mountain culture and Cloudwater have done a nice little. I actually mentioned your name before. I thought, oh, this would be a Jagman beer. A cloudy IPA at 6%, just above that pale ale range. I thought you'd love that shit. The beer I've got for today's show is in Beer Man's show. It's sort of not, it's one or two of the words, yes, it probably fits, but it's probably one of the worst. You know how sometimes with your words you're like, fuck yeah, I nailed that. Well, when it comes to my words and this beer, I'm like, it barely passes. But you just get what you can. I just haven't been out of my little country town recently, so it's hard to sort of, you don't have much option if you got to buy beers quickly. Oh, you having a fair crack, mate. Yeah, that was good to see you guys catch up. I'm always jealous of like any of my beer tuber mates catching up. Like, see, all the Canadians and a couple of the Americans caught up the weekend just gone, and like it was an event I got an invite to, but it's like, yeah, no way I'm gonna. I mean, it will happen one time, but yeah, like Joe the Beer Patrol was there, Paul from PA Brew News, Rod J, Shane's Craft Beer Reviews. Like, there's just so many good people. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Cheers, Dave. Good to see you, brother. Alex, my dear friend, I'll see you shortly, mate. We'll share a beer on Beer Man's. I hope you've got something smooth and creamy. Oh, so you were part of Manchester as well, Dave. That would have been cool. Now, I can't wait till the day where even just meeting one person off YouTube, I'll be stoked. And yeah, as I said, it's going to be a race to see who actually I meet first. I said the other day, I feel like it's going to be between Adam and Mersey Beers because he's coming out to Australia with his missus, like for I think it's for her work. It was going to be this year, but now it's next year. Beer Man is actually considering a trip to Australia, like a holiday, sort of like a delayed honeymoon. And then James from Rampant Line, he's always traveling, and yeah, he's like even hit me up talking about places to visit here and wanting to catch up and stuff. So yeah, I'd be happy with anyone. It'd be cool. I just want to show people around Melbourne and yeah, show people like our awesome Aussie craft beers. But yeah, this beer, it's got like that real zingy, zesty, like lemon and lime. As it warms, that's sort of mainly what I'm getting with this touch of like passion fruit and like a sort of like a lychee guava sort of thing. But yeah, very soft, easy drinking. You'll have to look into this style, Rob. It's known as a raw IPA. And apparently it's something to do with the temperature, like it doesn't reach a boiling temperature during the brewing process. So yeah, it's like just a different brewing technique. It's obviously something like relatively new. Just I'm starting to see it a fair bit, but yeah, just only recently. That photo, Man, of your after you did the whatever that event was where you're all like muddy and that was a cool photo, dude. Definitely, Alex. That's a bumpyism right there. Oh, here we go. Jagman wants to get to Manchester. Fucking oath. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like there's so many awesome places to visit in the world, and even like in your own country, there's like cities you're like, fuck, I'd love to go there. Just the cost of living now is just making it even harder just to do like little weekend trips and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, you have heard about it. Coolio. So yeah, I might wrap this up and get ready for beer mats. It's been a nice little live review. So I haven't scored it yet. So yeah, it's called being a raw IPA. They've named it Raw Deal, which is pretty cool. Yeah, it's got that sort of goldy, silvery, translucent sort of can with just like the skeleton with the I think you can just see the sort of heart inside. But yeah, working title, one of my favourite Brisbane breweries, and One Drop, one of my favourite Sydney breweries. Yeah, it's like I love all these awesome breweries working together. It's cool. So yeah, it was 7.5%. And yeah, first raw IPA I think I've had, and yeah, it was quite nice. Score wise, I'm gonna say I reckon about let's say a 4.25 out of 5. So yeah, pretty good, but like not absolutely mind blowing. So yeah, cheers, peeps. Thanks for chiming in. And yeah, if you want something to watch, check out Beer Man's All Spun Out, which is starting in 13 minutes. Beer Man's a great bloke, and he needs more people getting around him. So we'll see us on the next. I think next review is going to be probably a West Coast IPA by Electric Brewing out of America. So look out for that one. Cheers, peeps.